With the United States presidential election drawing closer, scheduled for this coming Tuesday, November 5th, basketball legend LeBron James has made a significant announcement, shedding light on where he stands and which candidate he will support, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. The stakes are high, and the future of the country weighs heavily on the minds of voters, including the Los Angeles Lakers star. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. LeBron took to social media to make his position known, and his words quickly resonated across various platforms. He emphasized that his choice in this critical election is influenced deeply by the well-being of his family and, more specifically, the future he hopes to secure for his children, Bronny, Bryce, and Juri James. These heartfelt sentiments reflect a personal side of the sports icon that goes beyond the basketball court. What are we even talking about here? LeBron wrote passionately on his profile on X, formerly known as Twitter. When I think about my kids, my family, and the world they'll grow up in, the choice is obvious to me. Vote for Kamala Harris. His post conveyed a sense of urgency, underscoring how the outcomes of political decisions can shape the world for generations to come. In choosing Harris, LeBron highlighted the values and vision he believes will best serve his children's future. LeBron didn't stop there. His post also included a powerful and controversial video. The footage compiled clips of xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and racially charged remarks made by Donald Trump over the years, linking his rhetoric to extremist groups like the Ku Klux Klan, a white supremacist organization. By drawing these connections, LeBron aimed to shed light on what he sees as dangerous ideologies that threaten the progress and unity of the country. The video was a stark reminder of the long-standing struggles against racism and discrimination, and it added weight to his endorsement of Harris. LeBron James' dedication to social justice and activism is well known and goes far beyond occasional posts on social media. He has used his fame and influence to draw attention to critical issues, making him one of the most outspoken athletes of his generation. In addition to his historic records and countless achievements on the basketball court, LeBron has continuously leveraged his platform to fight for equality and inspire change. His activism is not just a side project but a central part of his identity. One of the most memorable instances of LeBron's activism came in 2020, when he and fellow NBA player Kyrie Irving took a powerful stand against police brutality. The murder of George Floyd had sparked nationwide protests, and LeBron, like many, was deeply affected. He participated in the movement by wearing shirts supporting Black Lives Matter, a global campaign dedicated to ending systemic racism and violence against black people. The words, "Black Lives Matter," were emblazoned across his clothing as he stood in solidarity with countless others demanding justice and accountability. But LeBron's advocacy began long before 2020. Years earlier, he wore a shirt that read, "I Can't Breathe," in response to the tragic death of Eric Garner, a black man who lost his life after being put in a chokehold by a police officer in New York. The phrase became a haunting reminder of the systemic issues that plague law enforcement in the United States. For LeBron, these moments were not just about making statements but about amplifying the voices of the marginalized and pushing for real change. Gun violence is another issue that LeBron James has vocally opposed. The prevalence of mass shootings, particularly in schools and public places, is a distressing reality in the United States. Every time a tragedy unfolds, LeBron doesn't shy away from expressing his concerns and frustrations. He has called for stricter gun control laws, advocating for safer communities where children can learn and grow without fear of violence. The Republican candidate's push to loosen gun restrictions stands in stark contrast to LeBron's vision for a safer America, further fueling his opposition to their platform. LeBron's involvement in political matters extends to his history of endorsing Democratic candidates. Over the years, he has publicly supported figures like Barack Obama, whom he backed in both the 2008 and 2012 elections. Obama's presidency marked a significant era in American history, and LeBron's support reflected a shared belief in hope and change. In 2016, he campaigned for Hillary Clinton, and in 2020, he endorsed Joe Biden. His dedication to supporting leaders he believes in shows a pattern of engagement in shaping the country's future. In the lead-up to the 2020 election, LeBron took his activism a step further by launching More Than a Vote. This organization was born out of a critical need to address voter suppression and protect the rights of black Americans, who have historically faced obstacles at the polls. More Than a Vote aimed to empower marginalized communities by providing resources, information, and support to ensure that every voice could be heard. Through this initiative, LeBron and other athletes worked tirelessly to make a difference, proving that their influence could drive tangible change. LeBron James' passion for social justice and his unwavering commitment to using his platform for good have solidified his legacy not just as an athlete but as a force for change. Whether advocating for racial equality, gun reform, or voter rights, he continues to inspire millions. As the election approaches, his message is clear. The choices made today will shape the world his children and future generations will inherit. And for LeBron, that's reason enough to stand up, speak out, and make his voice heard. In a surprising turn of events, the Los Angeles Lakers have opted not to pick up the third-year team option on former first-round draft pick Jalen Hood-Schifino. This means the 21-year-old, 6'5" guard will become an unrestricted free agent, giving the Lakers added roster flexibility as they look ahead to the 2025 offseason. The decision, which saves the team $4 million for next season, has sparked a wave of discussion among NBA insiders and fans alike, as many try to understand the rationale behind this unexpected move. Breaking the news on social media, ESPN's NBA insider Shams Charania posted, "The Los Angeles Lakers are declining guard Jalen Hood-Schifino's third-year team option worth $4 million for 2025-26, sources tell ESPN. This makes the 21-year-old, 6'5" guard an unrestricted free agent in the offseason and creates roster flexibility for the Lakers. Hood-Schifino, who entered the NBA with great promise, has had a rocky start to his professional career. Drafted in the first round amid high expectations, his transition from college basketball at Indiana University to the NBA hasn't gone as planned. The Lakers had hoped he would develop into a valuable piece for their backcourt, but so far, his performance has left much to be desired. In his rookie season, Hood-Schifino played in just 21 games for the Lakers, averaging a modest 1.6 points, 0.6 rebounds, and 0.4 assists per game. His time on the court was limited, and when he did play, he struggled to find his rhythm. Most of his playing time came in the G League, where he showed glimpses of his potential. There, he displayed some solid skills, such as his ability to attack the rim and defend multiple positions. However, translating that G League success to the NBA has proven to be a challenge. Injuries have been a significant part of Hood-Schifino's story so far. His rookie campaign was riddled with physical setbacks, starting with a knee injury during the preseason that severely delayed his NBA debut. After finally making it onto the court, he faced another major obstacle when he suffered a serious back injury later in the season. This injury required surgery in March, prematurely ending his year. The constant disruptions prevented him from building any kind of momentum or gaining consistent playing time with the Lakers. Even during the past off-season, Hood-Schifino's development was hindered. He wasn't able to participate in the Lakers' Summer League games because he was still rehabbing his back. Nonetheless, those within the Lakers organization had positive things to say about his recovery process. Head coach J.J. Redick and forward Rui Hachimura were among those who praised his dedication and work ethic during rehab, expressing hope that he could bounce back stronger. Yet, despite the optimism surrounding his potential, the Lakers' decision to decline his option reflects the harsh realities of the NBA. With the team aiming to stay competitive and flexible, especially with championship aspirations in mind, they had to make a difficult choice. Hood-Schifino's skill set as a tall, aggressive guard remains appealing, but in a league driven by performance, the Lakers decided to prioritize roster flexibility over waiting for his potential to materialize. The timing of the decision also highlights strategic considerations for the Lakers. By declining the option now, the team creates more room to maneuver as they plan for upcoming free agency periods. This move could allow the Lakers to pursue new talent or offer more significant contracts to other key players, ensuring they remain a contender in the Western Conference. With superstars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis still leading the way, the Lakers are constantly looking for ways to improve and maintain a competitive edge. Meanwhile, the future for Hood-Schifino is uncertain but not without hope. Despite the setbacks, he remains an intriguing prospect, particularly given his physical attributes and raw talent. At 6'5", he has the size and athleticism to be a valuable guard in the NBA, especially for teams that value versatility and defensive prowess. His ability to drive to the basket is another skill that many franchises are always on the lookout for. It wouldn't be surprising to see other teams express interest in giving him a fresh start and helping him develop further. As Hood-Schifino enters unrestricted free agency next offseason, he will likely have options, albeit ones that might require him to prove himself on a smaller scale or with a limited role. If he can stay healthy and continue working on his game, he could find himself in a situation that allows him to contribute meaningfully. NBA teams are always willing to take a chance on young, athletic guards who have potential, especially if they can be acquired at a reasonable price. For the Lakers, there's still the possibility of making a move involving Hood-Schifino before the trade deadline. Rather than risk losing him for nothing, they could package him as part of a bigger deal. His youth and potential might make him an attractive addition for a team looking to rebuild or take a flyer on a high-upside player. This adds an element of intrigue to the Lakers' trade scenarios and could make for an exciting lead-up to the deadline. In the meantime, Hood-Schifino's focus must remain on refining his skills and staying prepared. The G League will likely continue to be a proving ground for him, and how he performs there could be crucial in determining his next steps. If he can showcase improvement and consistency, he'll have a better shot at earning a contract from another NBA team. The road ahead for Hood-Schifino is undoubtedly filled with challenges, but it's also an opportunity for growth and redemption. As he works to establish himself in the league, only time will tell if he can overcome the obstacles and carve out a successful NBA career. For now, the basketball world will be watching to see how this chapter in his journey unfolds and how the Lakers' decision impacts their long-term plans. NBA trade rumors are swirling, and the Los Angeles Lakers are making headlines as they evaluate options to bolster their roster. Despite a strong start to the 2024-25 season, with a 3-2 record fueled by stellar performances from Anthony Davis, the Lakers are not resting on their laurels. The team's management is actively exploring ways to solidify their front-court depth, especially as playoff aspirations loom large. One name that has consistently appeared in trade discussions is Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz. However, if Utah decides not to part with their promising young center, the Lakers may need to pivot to another potential trade partner, one that carries a rich history of rivalry, the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs are in a rebuilding phase, with a heavy focus on developing their young core, which now includes the highly touted rookie Victor Wembanyama. In their bid to get younger and enhance their defensive prowess, the Spurs made a notable move by signing big man Zach Collins to a $36 million extension that will keep him in San Antonio through the 2025-26 season. However, speculation around the league suggests that the Spurs may be open to trading Collins, especially if they can secure assets that align with their long-term vision. The Lakers could capitalize on this situation and put together an attractive trade package. One possible deal might involve sending defensive stalwart Jared Vanderbilt and promising young guard Max Christie to San Antonio. Vanderbilt is known for his elite defensive skills, but his career has been somewhat hindered by frequent injuries. His defensive impact, when healthy, is undeniable, and he has the versatility to guard multiple positions on the floor. Max Christie, on the other hand, is only 21 years old and has already shown significant upside. His career 37% shooting from beyond the arc is a valuable asset in today's NBA, where floor spacing is at a premium. Christie could inject fresh energy into the Spurs' young backcourt and provide competition for players like Trey Jones, Malaki Branham, and Blake Wesley. Zach Collins, the potential centerpiece of this trade, has been a reliable contributor since joining the Spurs in 2021. Over that span, he has averaged 10.7 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 0.8 blocks per game, primarily coming off the bench. One of Collins' key strengths is his ability to stretch the floor, shooting 34.8% from three-point range. His shooting touch and willingness to take perimeter shots make him an appealing fit alongside superstars LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Lakers' dynamic duo would likely create ample open looks for Collins, allowing him to maximize his offensive potential. Additionally, his defensive presence in the paint, while not elite, is respectable, making him a well-rounded option for the Lakers' frontcourt. Of course, going after Collins would be considered a step down compared to landing Walker Kessler. Kessler's defensive ceiling and rebounding prowess have made him a coveted target, but with the Jazz likely hesitant to part with a young player of his caliber, the Lakers need to be pragmatic. Collins may not have the same defensive upside, but he brings valuable skills to the table, and his contract, while significant, could still fit into the Lakers' plans if they believe he'll provide the versatility they need. Meanwhile, for the Spurs, trading with the Lakers could be an opportunity to continue building their roster for the future. While the Lakers-Spurs rivalry has mellowed over the years since the era of Tim Duncan versus Kobe Bryant, any trade between these two storied franchises would still carry a certain level of intrigue and nostalgia. It's worth noting that the Lakers and Spurs haven't completed a trade since 2000, when San Antonio sent Corey Hightower to Los Angeles in exchange for a draft pick. Interestingly, Hightower never played a game for either team, making the potential of a new trade all the more fascinating. The The stakes are high for the Lakers as they aim to maximize the remaining prime years of LeBron James and ensure that Anthony Davis has the support he needs to compete for another championship. A trade for Collins could offer the front-court depth and flexibility that the Lakers currently lack. Moreover, Collins' ability to contribute both inside and out would make him a valuable addition in key matchups, especially against teams with dominant interior presences. The upcoming trade deadline will be a pivotal moment for the Lakers. Will they push for a blockbuster move, or will they take a more conservative approach, opting for a player like Collins who can quietly elevate their chances of contending? The front office has shown a willingness to be aggressive in past years, and with LeBron's championship window narrowing, every decision carries added weight. For now, all eyes are on the Lakers' management and their next move. Fans are eagerly waiting to see whether the team can pull off a trade that sets them up for a deep playoff run, or if they will stand pat, confident in the roster they have. One thing is certain. The Lakers are a team to watch as the season unfolds, and their decisions will have a ripple effect throughout the Western Conference. Whether it's a blockbuster trade or a strategic acquisition, the Lakers are gearing up for a season that could be as thrilling as it is unpredictable.